We order you in the name of religion to invade his states, burn his cities, and massacre his people. You see, we Jesuits control the wars. We decide who we're going to kill. We decide which peoples are our enemies, and we have various tools to do it. All the while, we look holy and righteous. Here's the two keys: temporal power, spiritual power, triple crown, Lord of heaven, Lord of earth, Lord of hell. And what is said to the Pope when he is coronated? Take thou the tiara adorned with the triple crown, and know that thou art the Father of princes and kings, and art the governor of the world. The Pope is the governor of the world. That's why he kisses the ground when he arrives. John Paul kissed the ground when he came here, but Benedict XVI didn't do it because there were too many of us who knew what that meant. This is on the cathedral in St. John's. The two keys, temporal and spiritual power, enforced by the sword. The First Amendment to our Constitution removed the sword so that these two keys could not be enforced. But we've overcome that because, you see, we Jesuits at Georgetown wrote the Patriot Act, and that removes the sword. Here is Charlemagne, the first emperor of the Romans, the one who is the father of the Holy Roman Empire. And what does he seek to do? Unite Europe under the Pope. Here is Charlemagne being crowned King of the Franks on Christmas Day. Wonderful day. Now he's being forced, Charlemagne is forcing the Saxons to give up their nationalism and submit to this baptism of Rome or be put to the sword. What's the difference between Islam and Romanism? Nothing. You submit or we put you to the sword. And when we can't put you to the sword openly, we'll put you to the sword with our allopathic medical profession. Or our veterans hospitals. Okay? By the way, here's Hitler, here's Charlemagne and Hitler. They both possess the sword of Longimus. On Charlemagne's sarcophagus, you have Persephone. On the Capitol building, you have Persephone. On the top. And there she is, the Virgin Mary. And the White House is named after Jesuit Andrew White, and you see, in 1868, we lost America. We lost the historic white Anglo-Saxon Protestant Baptist Calvinist limited Federal Republic of America. And what was created in its place was 14th Amendment Holy Roman corporate fascist American Empire. The Pope's Holy Roman American Empire of the West. And every president since Andrew Johnson has been a Charlemagne. It's the capital of Pennsylvania in Harrisburg, fashioned after the Vatican. Here's the Pope, facing Horus, the obelisk, yet to come. Here's the door of the papacy on St. Peter's, 666. You have two wings, two wings, two wings, a cross, 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 and 6 hexagrams. Okay. You have Johnson, Theodore Roosevelt with James Cardinal Gibbons, who was Roosevelt's master, and John Paul II, who was Bush's master. We have a major thing happening in 1054. We have the Great Schism with the creation of the Orthodox Church, who refuses to accept the Pope's temporal power. Therefore, we are going to make war on orthodoxy. We have Hildebrand, also called Hellbrand. He is the first example of wielding absolute spiritual and temporal power. He was the greatest genius of his age. What happens? We have then later Jerusalem is taken from Islam by the First Crusade, and the Sovereign Military Order of Malta is created. A few other orders we get are the Templars, and then we're going to get the Teutonic Knights. The Teutonic Knights are important because, you see, this is going to be the revival of Hitler's of the Teutonic Knights called the SS. The SS were the Teutonic Knights. Here we have Peter the Hermit preaching the Pope's crusade. Take Jerusalem from the infidel Turkish Saracens. Knights of Malta. And the Knights of Malta would help to bring the risen Pope to power. Here's one of their cruisers. Here's Rupert. He was the Crown Prince of Bavaria. He and Cardinal von Faulhaber bring Hitler to power. See the cross of the Knights of Malta? Blessed Gerard, quote-unquote, the father of the Knights of Malta, and we have Queen Elizabeth. The entire foreign policy of the British Empire for the last 200 years has been for the benefit of the papacy. The Queen is nothing more than the vassal of the Pope. Well, they massacred the Jews, they massacred the Muslims, and they created their kingdom of Jerusalem. Their Saladin. The importance of all this, and I don't want this to be boring to you, but you can't understand the reason why Israel has been created today unless you understand the kingdom of Jerusalem. Israel today is the Pope's revived kingdom of Jerusalem. He will sacrifice the entire United States of America to preserve it. Because this is the place where the third temple has to be built for the risen horse to sit. And he will never allow it to be destroyed. So true, Israel will benefit out of this war. There will be many Jews killed. But the kingdom of Jerusalem, or Israel as we know it, will never be destroyed. Because Horus is coming. Here we have the Templars. We have the Teutonic Knights. Now notice this. It's a red background on white with a black cross. Exactly as a swastika. It's all Teutonic. And the Teutonic Knights were German. And the SS, the runic SS, was the SS in runic letters. And runes were German letters. Okay, we have the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem established. It's destroyed in 1291. The Mamelukes kill off the Templars, kill off the remaining Catholics there. And so 500 years later, we Jesuits are going to take vengeance. You see, because we control Napoleon Bonaparte. Abbassias was one of ours. And so in this catastrophe called the invasion of Egypt, of course we're going to lose. Napoleon's going to lose, but in the process, we're going to kill every Mameluke. We're going to kill the bodyguard of the Sultan of Egypt. Because it was the Mamelukes that ran out the Templars. So we're just going to take vengeance. And if we have to wait 500 years to take vengeance, we will. You have the Great Schism between Constantinople. Constantinople is regarded as the second Rome. And we will use Islam to take it. You have the Second Crusade. And Pius XII would use Hitler to murder the Jews of Eurasia with the SS. And the peoples of Russia, the Orthodox peoples of Russia, with Operation Barbarossa. By the way, Operation Barbarossa was named after a crusader. It was a crusade. The man who led the Third Crusade was Frederick Barbarossa. So Hitler and Stalin are working together for the destruction of the Jews of the Pale of Settlement, as well as the destruction of the Orthodox peoples of Russia, as well as the destruction of the Lutheran peoples of Eastern Germany, from which the Reformation came. It was a wonderful synchronization of all the dictators. And this is how the history of the 20th century must be rewritten. Pope Innocent III, a real Antichrist. Well, I'm going to have to decide to read what I'm going to read and skip on because I have more to cover. But here's what Innocent III said: "For the Pope holdeth place not on earth, not simply of a man, but of the one true God." And now we have the killing of the Albigenses, to murder them all. Now the Fourth Crusade and the Bolshevik Revolution will take the third Moscow. See, we Jesuits ran the Bolshevik Revolution. And we used front Jews for it. We love to blame the Jews for what we do.